So, how you should treat an atheist? That's what I'm gonna talk about in this video, right? I'm not gonna talk how convert people or how to force your opinion into someone else, but I just wanna talk about what is the best way to deal with this situation that I believe the most part of the believers, doesn't matter if you're a Christian or a Muslim, whatever, you already had to deal with, because it's pretty common. So to start, I want to talk why I think it's important to talk about it, right? Here in Brazil, my country, a couple of years ago, became really famous, a specific meme that I'm gonna show you guys. Probably I'm gonna have to translate it, just a pieces of this meme, because a couple of friends went to camp here in Brazil, and one of them was Christian and the other one was an atheist, and they started to argue, right? To argument each other, and they gave us a pretty good meme, right? Because it was really funny, you know, like you see the Christian without arguments, not knowing what to do or even what to say, you know, with arguments pretty naive, you know. So I'm gonna put just a clip for you guys, just a little pieces of the meme, so you will understand about it.
Deus não precisa de varinha e plim, apareceu o sol. Você acredita nisso? Eu acredito, daí? Você é burro. Vai me bater? Você é burro. Burro é você que não acredita. Burro é você que não acredita. Rapaz, a tendência da religião é acabar. Ah, é? Então não vem então. Antigamente o povo falava. Não vem então. Deus manda chuva e Deus manda sol. Hoje a ciência sabe de quem que é formada a chuva, a gente aprende novinho na escola. Isso a religião não acaba, André? Igual acabou a religião grega. O cientista falou que ia chover nessa porra! O sol tá brilhando! O sol tá brilhando! Claro! Cadê a porra do sol que ia nascer 6h49? Nasceu 6h26! Por que não multiplica peixe na África? Porque lá não tem peixe para ser multiplicado!
This situation, it's not unusual as it could be, you know, like it's pretty common. A couple of weeks ago, I had to deal with it. I'm a teacher in a school, right? And I was with a lot of students in my class, and two of them started to talk about it, started to talk about God. They started to ask my opinion about it, and I did a couple of things that I suggest people to do, not to convert them, but to have a good relationship and show your perspective in a respectful way, at the same time that you stand your opinion and make them respect you. You know, you're not, oh, the guy who believes in God, you know? So that's what I'm gonna talk about today, and I hope you guys enjoy. My name is Maya Man, and that's today's video. Okay, so to start, I have to let you guys know that I split this content into 3 steps, right? If you understand process of these 3 steps, every situation that you face in the future will be easier, you know, to deal with them. Oh, first thing, before all of it, I have to say, if you are an atheist and you are watching this video, don't stop watching, keep watching, because you will understand what is the main goal of a believer when we are arguing, right? Or at least the main goal that at least should be the main goal, you know? I don't know if this goal that I'm gonna talk about is the same average Christian goal, but yeah. Vaza person. So, the 3 steps are, first, you have to know what does he want, or what does she want, what they really want, what they are looking for, okay? You will start to see that there are atheists, they just want to mock you, you know, they just want to make fun of you. And if it's this person that you are dealing with, you are obviously in a situation that you are not arguing or have a conversation. You are just being, you know, like a box bag, you know, waiting for a lot of punches. So you don't have to be there. You can't be there. Okay, so first thing, understand, if I give the best arguments to believe, or the best arguments that makes me believe will make this person understand my point of view. This person, he doesn't have to change his beliefs, but will at least understand my perspective, understand my point of view, or will just keep making fun of it, will keep disrespecting me. If the answer is yes, doesn't matter what you say, this already has his perspective. He already has his point of view that he are not willing to change, or at least, are willing to improve, or, to reshape it. I don't even know if this word exists, but change just a little bit his perspective. So if you understand, he's not willing to talk, just want to make fun, just want to disrespect. What you have to do, just stop talking. You don't have to talk with this person, okay? Because nothing good will be an outcome from it. Okay, so you're telling me that if I recognize that they don't want to talk, they don't really want to have a normal and respectful conversation, I just have to leave? No, what I mean is they already have a goal with you. They just want to make fun of it. They just want to disrespect. It's not wise, it's not clever for you. Keep talking with them, I'm not saying that you should ignore them, or, if you are in a social place with a lot of people, you just have to, hey, let's not talk about it, because nothing good comes from of it. I already see that you don't want to talk about it, you just want to make fun, so let's not talk about it. But in the most part of the cases, it won't happen like that, okay? It won't happen. The most part of the cases will be just like what happened with me. So I passed through the first step, right? And I was in a class with, I don't know, like 12 or 13 students. It's not a huge class. And two of them they still are atheists. They start to argue about it in the middle of the classes. They turned to me and they asked me my opinion about it. They asked me what I believe. And I just asked them back, you guys really want to know? Do you really want to talk about it? Are you willing to understand my point of view? I asked that. When I did it, they understood that I was serious. It was not a joke for me. They knew, okay, we will talk with him about it. We will be, like seriously stuff. So they replied, yes, teacher, we really want to talk with you about it. And I said, okay, perfect. In our break, we may talk about it. Because now it's the class, so let's keep the class. When we went to the break time, I passed to the second step, which is understand what they don't believe, okay? It's so important, this step, understand what the atheists don't believe. Because the most part of people who's not, talking with the atheists the most part of the time, really believe that if you are an atheist, you just don't believe in anything. Suddenly, you just wake up and say, okay, I don't believe in anything above me, like above my t-shirt, above all of it. No, if I can't see or touch, it doesn't exist. But it's not like that. The most part of the atheists become atheists through a process, of realizing things. And they took this process through a specific path, of experiences and questions that they didn't get answered or whatever. The point is, you have to understand what kind of atheists they are. I'm gonna use my case as an example. When I started to try to understand what kind of atheists they are, I asked them, what don't you believe? And they said, what don't we believe? We don't believe in God. Okay, but what about God? They said, just God. We don't believe in God. And I said, okay, are you telling me that you don't believe that there's a white guy in a throne in heaven, with a long beard? Or are you talking to me that you don't believe in religion? Or are you telling me that you don't believe that something created everything? Or are you telling me that you don't believe in Jesus, or in, I don't know, in eternal life or reincarnation or whatever, or soul? Tell me, what don't you believe? What do you look at and say, for sure it doesn't exist, this specific thing? What makes you think that because of it, all of the rest doesn't exist? Tell me, what makes you don't believe? And they look at me, like I never thought about it. Because belief, it's composed by thousands of things. What in all of those thousands of things makes me don't believe? And I realized they never thought about it. I'm not saying that the most part of the atheists never thought about it, but the younger atheists, which are the most annoying ones, like the teenagers and the 20s guys, the most part of the time they didn't think about it. They take just a piece of the believing system and say, this thing for me doesn't make sense and it's incomprehensible, so I don't believe in everything. So understand what kind of atheists they are. So if they are willing to talk about it, and second, you understand what they don't really believe, you are able to go to the third step, which is explain from the base what is belief. Because again, I'm not going to say the most part of them, but a lot of them don't understand all of the layers, all of the levels of believing in something. So you have to take from the base to the top and understand in what level they stop believing. So the third step is make them understand what is belief from the base. I'm going to use what happened with me as a case, right? What is make them understand from the base? Again, I'm not saying that you are going to convert them or this is our goal, but I just want, if they are willing to talk with me, understand that it's not like I believe, I don't believe, I believe, I don't believe. No, it's from the base, right? You have to put one thought on the top of the other one. And doing this, you create a belief system. So you can't take just all of it and say, I don't believe in all of it. You have to understand in what level you don't believe, and it's totally comprehensible and normal if you don't believe in any layer of belief. But there's a lot of atheists, they don't even know that you may split belief system into thousands of layers. I'm using this expression, layers, but I don't know if there's a better one, but I'm gonna talk about it right now. So what I had to say in this situation with my students, I asked them, I passed through the second step, right? So I tried to understand what kind of atheists they are. So I asked them like, okay, tell me what you don't believe. Don't you believe in a white guy in a gold throne in heaven? What don't you believe? You don't believe in the religion? You don't believe in the religion system? What don't you believe? And they start to tell me, oh, I don't believe in this and that and that. And I said, okay, so let's talk about Christianism, right? What don't you believe in it? You just don't believe that something created us. They say, yeah, I don't believe something created us because everything came from Big Bang. And again, you have to understand them because the most part of them think that believe in Big Bang at the same time you don't believe in God. And it's not like that, okay? I started to talk with them about a couple of laws that they believe, right? So for example, I asked them, do you guys remember what is the third Newton's law? And they say, yeah, I remember. There's a result, a reaction to every action in the physicist and the human. And I said, okay, perfect. So if we look to everything, it's an action in a reaction, right? And they said, yeah, they agreed with me. Okay, just let's coming back, okay? Action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction. If you keep getting back, obviously we have to get in the first action, an action that outcome all of those reactions. And even in the chemistry, how do we call an explosion a reaction? And I said, perfectly. So even Big Bang might be. I'm not saying that it is. That's not the topic that I want to get into right now. But even Big Bang could be a reaction of an action. So we have to agree, okay, three of us here, that everything must come from an action. I call the first action God. I don't know how you could call it, but the point is there's the first action, right? Can we agree with it? And they said, yeah, makes sense. And I said, okay, so if you don't agree with me that there's a guy, you know, like a man, this image that the Catholic religion preached through the centuries, okay, I completely understand you. And I understand that you can't or don't want to believe in it. But if you understand that everything comes from something, the first something I call God. How will you call it? So I pass through the 3 steps. And even after the third, if they keep don't believing, at least they will understand my point of view. And there's a lot of Christians, or because I have more contact with Christian people, but my cat's down here. So what I saw through the years is that there's a lot of people that don't even know that there are these layers, you know, these steps to start to believe. That's why I'm gonna put down here the link of a book that C.S. Lewis wrote some years ago. It's called Mere Christianity, because C.S. Lewis, he was an atheist. After a while, he wrote a book called Mere Christianity, and there he talks about this process of believing, you know, that it's not out of the blue, it's not a suddenly process, you know, it's not like you wake up one day and say, okay, I believe now. No, there's a lot of layers to believe in it. So I'm gonna put the link down below, and if you guys wanted to understand more about this process, I'm pretty sure that you guys will like this book. That's the thing here. So first step, understand if they wanted to talk about it, what they want, if they are willing to have a conversation, a normal conversation. If they are not, just stop talking about it. Nothing good comes from it. Second step, if they are willing to have a conversation, a good conversation, understand what kind of atheists they are. If they are the atheists that don't believe in everything, or just a couple of things, or in the basis things, or the religions things, just understand what kind of atheists you are dealing with. And the third step, explain all of the layers of believing from the base. Try to understand where it comes from their non-believing and split it into base thoughts. And if you wanted to increase your knowledge of basic thoughts, you are invited to read Mere Christianity from C.S. Lewis. But that's it, that's today's video, and I'm pretty sure that if you like this video, you will obviously like this other one here, okay? Because in this video, I'm gonna talk about the book Meditations from Marcus Aurelius. I can't talk more about it, okay, because it's not the goal of this video here. But click this video right now, then I'm pretty sure that you're gonna like. See you in the next video, guys.